May all beings be happy, dear friends in Dhamma. Today I am going to clarify you a very significant Jataka story. Its name is Apannaka Jathaka. Apannaka Jathaka is the first Jataka story in the book of Jataka stories. The significance of Apannaka Jathaka story is it teaches us the importance of selecting a good leadership. If you choose a misleadership or wrong leadership, then you have to face various kinds of troubles. Then that is the lesson which taught by this Apannaka Jathaka story. Let's see what the Apannaka Jathaka story is. When Buddha was alive in Jetavanaram monastery in the city of Savatthi in India, his prominent and best contributor is the millionaire Apannaka. On one day, 500 friends of the millionaire Apannaka came to visit him. At that moment, he took those 500 friends to Buddha to pay respect and veneration to the Lord Buddha. After paying respect to Lord Buddha, Buddha preached Dhamma to those 500 friends of Apannaka. At the end, those 500 friends went refuge of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Then after that, daily those 500 friends with millionaire Apannaka came to Buddha and heard, listened Dhamma and attended Buddha and offered alms to Mahasangha including Buddha. Meanwhile, Buddha had to go to another city to preach Dhamma to the people. Then at that time, Buddha went off to that city. In this moment, those 500 friends thought that there is no Buddha to listen Dhamma. Therefore, we should go to another religious teacher to listen Dhamma. Then at that time, those 500 friends went to another religious leaders and they embraced their religious views and they attended them. Therefore, they didn't come to Jetavana monastery. Then, meanwhile, Buddha came again to Jetavana monastery after 8 months. At that time, the millionaire Apannaka came to Buddha with his 500 friends. And he informed Buddha that those 500 friends, when you go to another city, those 500 friends went to another religious leaders and they embraced their other religious views and they established their faith in other religious leaders. In this moment, Buddha clearly clarified that if you select a misleadership, if you select a wrong leadership, you have to face various kinds of troubles and problems. Therefore, you should be careful when you are selecting a leadership. Leadership is very important matter to our life. Therefore, Buddha explained, Even in past, 500 sailors in a caravan had to lost their lives because of misleadership. Then at that time, millionaire Anathapindika requested Buddha to clarify that story. Then Buddha began to explain them that interesting story. It is the Apannaka Jathaka story. Then in a previous birth, Buddha was a leader of a caravan. Caravan, you know that this caravan consists of 500 carts. The purpose of caravan is to take the goods and commodities to another city and buy them to the people who are that city. Then the Bodhisattva is the leader of this caravan. There was another caravan also in this city. Then both those caravans, there were 500 carts. Then in one occasion, both of those caravans arranged their journey to go in a traveling through a desert to another city. At that time, the leader of another caravan is somewhat ignorant and foolish. Therefore, the Bodhisattva came to him and asked whether you want to go first or second. At that time, that ignorant leader, thinking the advantages of going first, he decided to go first. Then Bodhisattva decided to go second. Then first of all, the first caravan went off and began their journey through the desert. Then that caravan consists of 500 carts and 500 people. Their carts were full of commodities, goods and water and the foods. Then on their way to that city, in the desert, in this desert there are very wicked and cruel devils. Then those devils knew that there is a caravan in the desert on their way to other city. Then those devils made a trick to deceive them, and after deceiving, they planned to kill them and eat their flesh. Those devils disguised as humans, and they pretend that they already bathed from the ponds nearby, and their clothes and their body and hair is still wet, and they decorated their bodies with lotus, and they pretend that there is a lake and ponds nearby. Then those devils came to the caravan and then asked the leader of the caravan, "Why are you carrying a huge burden of water? There is huge lakes and ponds and mountain ranges and huge forests nearby. Therefore, there is no need of carrying a huge burden of water." Therefore, at that moment, that ignorant leader of the caravan ordered his followers to throw away the water, because the carrying the water is a huge burden for them. Therefore, it is very convenient to them that throwing away the water from their carriages. Then, according to his order, his followers threw away the water from their carts. Then, but they traveled and traveled, but they couldn't find any drop of water instead of lakes and ponds. Then ultimately they were severely exhausted and tired. Then at the night, some of them even couldn't stand up. They fell in various places and they slept. At that moment, those devils came to this place, and all of those people were exhausted and severely tired. At that moment, those devils killed them and ate their flesh. Then, in this way, the 500 sailors had lost their lives because of this misleadership, wrong leadership. But after 1 month after, the second caravan began their journey. Then before the journey, the leader advised those 500 followers in his caravan, this desert is full of very fearful devils. Therefore, do not do anything without my permission. Then, giving those advices, he began his journey. Then, when they are middle of the desert, those devils as first came to this caravan, and just like in the first time, their body, the clothes and hair is wet, and they pretend that there is a lake nearby. In the same manner, the devils asked the leader of the caravan, why do you carry those huge burden of water? When you go short distance away, there is a huge mountain and forest. Among it, there are various lakes and ponds. You can bathe and drink water from that ponds and lakes. At that moment, this very wise leader observed the environment. At that moment, he convened his 500 followers to one place, and he mentioned, if there is a forest or mountain range a short distance away from here, we could see the top of those mountains. If there are ponds and lakes nearby, we should feel that, because this is very hot zone. Therefore, if there is a so-called ponds and lakes, we should feel it. Therefore, still we feel very hot weather. Therefore, definitely those people who were in presence of us should be devils. Therefore, my people, you do not throw away even drop of water. Therefore, those devils try to deceive us And when we are exhausted and tired, they try to kill us and eat our flesh. When they go little distance away, they could find the carts, 500 carts of the former caravan. But they couldn't find the cows or the people who traveled in those carts. But they could find the skeleton, the bones of those people and cows. Then the leader of that caravan convened and gathered his followers to one place and mentioned, the former leader of the caravan is ignorant one. Therefore, he was cheated by those devils, and after cheating, they killed him and ate their flesh. Then, if we also throw away the water in our carts, we also have to face this difficulty, this destiny. Then those 500 people were very pleased with their leadership. Then they thought that they saved their life because of the right leadership. Then this is the Apannaka Jathaka story. Then in the end of this Apannaka Jathaka, those 500 followers could save their life because of perfect and good leadership. If they select a wrong leadership, they also have to sacrifice their lives. Then this is the Apannaka Jathaka story. Then in the end of the Jataka story, Buddha pointed out that the ignorant leader of the caravan is the THERO, and his followers are the followers of the THERO. Then the wise leader of the caravan is Lord Buddha. The 500 people who saved their lives are the followers of the Buddha. Then this is the Jataka story. Then the lesson we can learn from this Jataka story is always we should find good leadership, perfect leadership. Then if you select such leadership, you are protected, you are preserved, your safety is ensured. Therefore, you always try to get away from wrong leadership, always try to select a good leadership. Then this is the story, and thank you all of you, and may the Noble Triple Gem bless you.